Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome to the new Common Sense Makes Sense channel. Usually what I like to talk about are things that you would think would be common sense, but somehow in today's world they're no longer common sense. And some of the views I hear just don't make any sense to me. I'm not a brainiac, smartest man in the world, but I know stupidity when I see it, and I see a lot of stupidity these days. A lot of stupidity. It's almost baffling how stupid people are. How people just go along with everything they hear in the mainstream media. They take it for it's the word. It's golden. It's like, really, dude? I go by the motto I don't believe anything I hear and only half of what I see. And I've used that for most of my life now, and it tends to ring true. Most of the shit you hear, if I was going to turn on the news right now, shit I hear on the news, turns out tomorrow it wasn't true at all. A credible source told us. Well, it turns out that credible source was wrong. But anyway, it's basically the gist of this channel is to talk about just common sense. Common sense. So what I've done is just wrote down a bunch of different topics, just things that come to my head that are crazy, that don't make sense to even be talking about. And one of the topics that I've chosen is income inequality. Okay, so what you're saying is, if I make $300,000 a year because I busted my ass, and Joe Blow down the street, he only makes $30,000 a year, somehow it's my fault. Somehow I have to give up more of what I've earned so Joe Blow can be happier somehow. I don't know. I've spent the last 15 years of my life working my ass off from the bottom. I had nothing 15 years ago. Nothing. I didn't complain about income inequality. I knew it was on me to succeed. It's all on me. That's the beauty of America. How does that confuse anyone? That if you work your butt off, good things will happen. If you don't, not so many good things are going to happen for you. You're going to be stuck. You're probably looking at me going, yeah, he's white. He's got that white privilege going on. No. White privilege didn't have nothing to do with this. I had something to do with this. When we were kids, my single mother, raising 3 boys on her own, about starved to death. Where was my white privilege then? I mean, there was days that I would open the refrigerator and wouldn't be nothing in there but a half a pitcher of Kool-Aid. There wasn't a pack of bologna, cheese, no bread. I got so sick one day from eating mayonnaise out of a jar because that was the only other thing in the refrigerator. Ate mayonnaise out of a jar at 5 years old. And I got so sick, as you could imagine, I couldn't eat mayonnaise until I was in my mid-20s. I mean, that's crazy. At 5 years old, I went down to the little pond in our trailer park. Caught a fish, a little brim. I still got the scar on my hand today where that sumbitch finned me Because I had no idea that those fins would stab the crap out of you and hurt like hell. I just grabbed the fish. I didn't know any better. But I knew there was fish in that pond, and I knew people fish for food at 5 years old. Brought that fish up to the trailer, my older brother. He just kind of laughed. I still remember it like it was yesterday. That was the same trailer I ate the mayonnaise in. About starved to death. So I don't want to hear no shit about white privilege. Everybody, that's the beauty of America. Everybody's got a privilege to be here. Or everybody is privileged that they are here. And then that they can find their own way if they work hard. Do something with yourself. So, all these Democrats, the Green New Deal they're pushing, that AOC chick, that's one of the main things in their income inequality. So what do they all want us to make? $30,000 a year? They want everybody in the United States to make that, all of us peons? To make things fair? I mean, do our houses have to be the same color too? Do we have to drive the same car? Or at $30,000 a year, you'd probably be riding a damn bike because you couldn't afford a car. So what does that mean? Just because I'm more successful than you are, I owe you something? Or probably what they think is you shouldn't be that successful and make that amount of money. Why not? What's the cutoff? $100,000 a year? That's all you make? It's ridiculous. It's just, I don't get it, man. The thoughts that come in these socialist Democrats' minds, it's baffling. That they think it's a good idea, and they think it's wrong. They think it's wrong that you are better, or you're doing better for yourself than somebody else down the street. What's wrong with that? Just because I come to a fork in the road and I chose to take the fork to the right and somebody else chose to take the fork to the left, somehow it's my fault. Owner of my company, that dude, he makes a lot of money. But he was just like me one day. He was sleeping on his couch, worried to death about just taking on this new business, not knowing how he's going to pay for it all. But he took the chance. He could have went bankrupt. But he took the chance and he worked his ass off. And now he's reaping the rewards for it. And now we're supposed to penalize him. Because he was successful. I'm not as successful as he is. But I damn sure don't blame him or want something from him. Good on him. I want to hang around him. I want to get ideas out of that man's head so I can be that successful one day. It's crazy. These socialist Democrats, they don't understand this is a capitalist society. Greatest country that ever rose from the soil of this earth. No socialist country ever did that. They're struggling right now. Look at them over in Europe. Raising taxes on them. Now you got the yellow jackets out there saying, no, you're not taking any more of my damn money. It's ridiculous. Fend for yourself. You get a lot more satisfaction out of it. I finally own a house. As you can see behind me, I got a garage door. My wife's got an SUV back there. Worked my ass off for every bit of it. Still work my ass off for it. I got kids in the house I gotta feed. Yeah, and I enjoy every minute of it. But I got this on my own. As Obama said, you didn't build that bullshit. I built every bit of this. I didn't actually build the house or the car. but I'm sure paying for it. Got myself into a situation at work where I could have a future, and I chose to work my ass off to have that future. So if you don't want to work, you don't want to build a future for yourself, why should I feel guilty about that? And who is the government to step in and say that, oh, poor baby, you didn't go to work today. I'm going to guarantee you income every month. Don't worry about it. How's that working out for San Francisco? Those homeless people, man, suffering. They give them health care. You know, they got places they can go. They even get money to them every month that they just buy more drugs with. You know, how's that working out? How's that income inequality working out? Because I guess they're trying to make things equal, taken away from those people out there to give to the homeless people. I mean, I don't like people down there in the streets either, but they're the ones sticking needles in their arms, snorting heroin. They did that to themselves. That's not me. I didn't do that. They did it to themselves. I mean, how many times you gotta hear somebody say, hey, if you stick a needle in your arm, heroin, you're gonna be addicted for life. I know everybody's heard it. Hell, I'll stick a needle in my arm anyway. What the hell? Screw it. Don't blame me, because I worked my ass off and built something for myself and my family, and you chose not to. That's on you, brother. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe and like. Leave a comment, hateful, whatever. Nice. Whatever you gotta do. But I like to think I'm being real here. Take care.